Hello, everyone. My name is Suzanne Worthley, and I am here this month with the November energy forecast. I am an energy practitioner. If you're not aware of who I am and what I do, I have an online community called Vibe Tribe and have for many years. And I am now starting to share some of the information on a monthly basis that I share with my members for the general public, because I think it's important that we all maybe get on the same page with what's happening out here galactically and on our 3D plane. And when I work with my Vibe Tribe group each month, what I do for the energy report for Vibe is I randomly pull a tarot card. And I use the messaging of that tarot card as the basis for the theme of the reporting for that month's package. And I wanted to share this with you this month because I said I randomly pull them, and I do, but oh my goodness, every single solitary time, it is amazing how much in alignment the card's messaging is to what's happening and pertinent here on Earth planet. So this month, I pulled the Chariot card. And for you, those of you that know a little bit about the tarot or not, the Chariot card is all about willpower and determination and strength. It's about driving force. But at the very same time, there's some other keywords that balance out this card, which are about being carefree and having a maybe spontaneous action and letting go of past thinking and patterns of old thoughts. So could not be a better time to be bringing this information forward, with all of us dealing with post-election information and not knowing what's happening. So when I'm sharing this information, I would like you to take another message from the Chariot card, which is take what's resonating. Whatever your truth is, detach from the rest, because detachment is part of this card. And anytime you listen to me or anybody out there, in my opinion, if something resonates for you as a truth, great, bring it into your being. If it doesn't, just let it go, because we're not here to tell each other what our truths are to be validated outside of ourselves. We're here as human bodies to experience our own version of this reality and find our own truths within, and learn how to hold that truth just for us and only us as a validation here. So if this messaging today is part of what makes you happy and joyful, great. If not, just let it go. So back to the messaging of the Chariot. This is all about a time period, about setting objectives and moving forward with an inner power, with dedication, with commitment. And this is really important right now when we're coming off of this election campaign with still not a whole lot of answers as what's happening. You know, many of us humans look for others and administrations and actual beings to be that one that's going to be in charge and make us safe and save the day. I personally think that's a little bit of dangerous ground, because we're the ones that keep ourselves safe. We're the ones that determine our worth and our safe inside of our own being. But in creational reality here on Earth planet, of course, we have some administrations and people that are going to be so-called determining our safe factor. And for many, many right now, this is a very scary time, or a frustrating time, especially when it seems that we don't have a lot of answers. So this is a time to move forward, regardless of who you voted for, in terms of some holding on to a commitment, holding on to some significant control and power within oneself until we find out what is happening in the long run. And even in the long run, we still hold that commitment of power and self within if we choose. So this card is about not waiting on hope specifically, but really, really focusing on action and moving forward and staying the course, no matter what it looks like from challenges from the outside. And I think that's an important part of this card's messages per what's happening right now. Yet, on the other hand, we can learn something from the artwork from the Chariot. The Chariot rider is actually not holding on to the reins on the Chariot. The reins are actually astride to the side, and he is holding on to a magic wand. And I think that this is very, very important for us to understand, because we can hold on to those reins in life and drive through our days and our weeks and our years with a panic of control or not. Or we can kind of just hang back and hold on to that so-called magic wand, meaning the other side of the card's message. Learn how to ignite that inner power from within. Learn how to find your divine spark within yourself to light the way on how you choose to move forward. No matter what's happening out here in the realm in front of you, you can light and ignite your own spark within, and that determines your course of action on how to move forward. So this chariot gives us a really great message. It tells us that it is our urge for freedom and independence that drives and forces change. And I think this is really an important part of the card message. Many humans fear change. Many of us like to have that routine and the answer and the finish line all figured out. That's actually not the way energy works. Energy is always in flux. Energy is always changing. And if our human meat bodies can figure this out, we can learn to ride that chariot differently. We can learn to not necessarily worry about the reins, but more so really trust that magic wand in hand to give us that focus on what it is that we want to do from a higher perspective. It doesn't give away our power to anyone or anything. It retains our power inside of this own individualized creation vehicle of source energy. So again, the chariot, the vehicle, has a lot of invitation for us to draw upon. Yes, we use our willpower. Yes, we use our strength, but we also command, if we choose, our free will choice, so that we decide what is and is not comfortable for us in moving forward. And this gives us a different kind of faith in ourselves. It's a fundamental knowing who we are and standing up for our own truths and understanding, yes, you may as an administration believe this, but I also have every right with my power and free will choice to hold my own version of that truth. And I do not need anyone or anything to validate my truth in order for my worth and my safe. So this is how we begin if we choose to show up for others with a sense of integrity and honesty and ultimately joy. So the message of the chariot could not, in my opinion, be a better pull for this time, because we are all learning to accept outcomes of what's happening right now. Again, regardless of who we voted for. We've got our pandemic situation, we've got our lockdown situation, we have our health and wellness situation with everybody and everything telling us what we can and can't do. And many of my clients as a practitioner are finding themselves very fear-filled in terms of feeling that this freedom and choice is being taken away. At the very same time, I have many clients who are really diligently doing their work, and this is not a value or a judgment on anyone, but the ones that are in alignment with their higher self knowing are very much aware that it doesn't matter what this outside looks like in chaos. It matters what that inner balance of the chariot card is doing inside. You know, the chariot has to have a balance. You got one wheel going this way and one wheel going this way, and it's very tipsy and topsy and turvy. So what do? I balance in the middle. And this is what our human body can do as we are going through these times of change and impatience. Impatience is very difficult for many human beings. And I myself am kind of in awe of this whole process right now, because I am working diligently as my own human meat body to not worry about a finish line, not worry about an answer, because it's not going to be what we want necessarily anyway, or so we think, or maybe it will. And regardless, it doesn't matter, because we don't have any idea what tomorrow is going to bring in the bigger scope of things. So in my opinion, go upward and bigger and outward and work with your guidance and work with your higher source and consider letting go of all of those old ways of thinking. That's what a change is about. And regardless of who you voted for and what administration you believe is the right one, change can be good in one shape or form or another if we let it and if we allow it. By embracing it as not like a fail or a win, just embracing it as the same thing. Fail is win is fail. Sometimes it just depends on perspective. So maybe if you choose, bring in that chariot into the next couple weeks ahead. Ride out the rest of this season, because it is going to be a little bit bumpy. And I don't believe we have to have a huge seatbelt on. We're humans. We're going to get through this stuff, but it is going to be rocky, in my opinion, as an energy practitioner for the next couple months, and obviously all the way through our winter solstice and into our first part of next year. It's going to be up in the air. We all know that. So why be scared of it? Let's just take a ride and have a really great attitude on this too shall pass, if you choose. And so Additionally, if you want more information on this, and if you choose to, check out my website, sworthley.com, for more information on the Vibe Tribe membership, because this is just a snippet of what we've got available as a member. Each month, you get a package of all kinds of energy reports, meditations, training videos, forums, and a live webcast where we discuss this information in a really, really big way. So if that rings your bell, and if that's something you want to hang on to each month for a little bit of focus, great, check it out online. And if not, that's fine too. Regardless, get ready for the ride. And until next, cosmic hugs.